Hey everyone, Lei here. Welcome back to the show. So here's a question for you. Have you ever had that moment where you're lying awake at 2 a.m., scrolling through Instagram, watching another 20-something talk about their six-figure business, and you think to yourself, am I too late? Has every good idea already been taken? Or maybe you've spent months, even years, reading books, taking courses, watching videos about entrepreneurship, only to feel more confused than when you started? Yeah, I've been there too. Here's what's wild. When you actually sit down with successful entrepreneurs like Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, or Bill Gates, you know what they tell you? They say it was all luck. Buffett calls himself a member of the Lucky Sperm Club. Bezos says Amazon was half luck, half timing. Gates claims he just happened to be born with the right skills. And you're sitting there thinking, wait, so I should just hope for luck? It's frustrating, right? But here's the thing. There's a massive gap between what successful people say and what they actually did. And that gap is filled with 6 huge misconceptions that keep most people from ever getting started. Today, I'm going to break down these 6 fallacies about starting your own business, because once you see through them, the path forward becomes so much clearer. So let's dive in. Let's start with the big one, the fallacy that success is just about being lucky. Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter and Square, once said, "Success is never accidental." And way before that, Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote something that hit me hard when I first read it. He said, "Shallow men believe in luck or in circumstance. Strong men believe in cause and effect." That's brutal, but it's true. We all know the mantra, make your own luck, right? But knowing it and actually living it, that's where most people fall short. Think about it. Investors chase bull markets and panic sell during crashes, completely ignoring everything Warren Buffett teaches about patient, value-based investing. Startups jump into cutthroat competition in saturated markets instead of finding genuine needs to serve. Students frantically build perfect resumes, hoping to get randomly picked, instead of developing skills that make them irreplaceable. Why do we do this? Because it's psychologically easier to say they got lucky than to admit they outworked me, or they saw something I didn't. It's our defense mechanism. But here's what most people don't realize. Your belief about whether you can influence your future literally determines everything. There are actually 4 fundamental ways people view the future, and understanding these changed how I approach everything. First, there's definite optimism. These are people who believe the future will be better and that their specific actions can make it happen. Think Elon Musk. He doesn't just hope electric cars will succeed, he's building Tesla with concrete plans. After World War II, America embodied this mindset. The 50s were incredible. People had bold plans, inventions exploded, even regular folks' ideas got serious consideration. Those were America's golden years. Then there's indefinite optimism. These folks believe things will get better, but they're not sure how. So what do? They maximize options, they get prestigious degrees, build well-rounded resumes, diversify everything. Sound familiar? That's our current education system. Students spend decades collecting credentials for a bright but uncertain future. Instead of creating new things, they rearrange existing systems hoping to maximize gains. Wall Street takes this to the extreme, literally making money out of thin air. This is the world we're living in today. Now, definite pessimism. These people expect things to get worse, but they believe they can still prepare for it. They're securing resources, building resilience, being defensive. China exemplifies this perfectly. Despite having one of the fastest growth rates in the world, China is pessimistic about its future. The government makes rigorous 5-year plans, and people maintain the highest savings rates globally. To them, winter is always coming. But here's the interesting part. That definite mindset, even if it's pessimistic, is what made China the 2nd largest economy in the world. Finally, there's indefinite pessimism. These people expect decline and feel completely powerless to stop it. This leads to short-term thinking, consuming now rather than investing in the future, resignation instead of action. You see this in many European countries. Wars and economic downturns created pessimism, and the structure of the European Union makes concrete planning nearly impossible. Here's the key insight. Regardless of whether you're optimistic or pessimistic, having definite plans is what matters. That's how the US achieved the impossible in the 50s and how China rose to power today. Your mindset, whether you choose it consciously or not, determines if you wait for luck or create the conditions for success. So which one are you? Be honest. All right, let's tackle the second fallacy. All good business opportunities are already taken. Man, I hear this one constantly, and I get it. We're surrounded by products and services for literally everything. You can get ice cream delivered at 3 a.m., hire someone to walk your dog while you're at work, even buy a subscription box for your cat. It feels like every imaginable need has a solution, and discovering someone else already launched your brilliant idea? That's soul-crushing, but here's what blows my mind. Despite this supposed saturation, groundbreaking companies keep emerging. Scientific breakthroughs, technological innovations, new business models, they're reshaping our world faster than ever. The thing is, these opportunities only reveal themselves to people who are relentlessly curious, not drowning in scarcity mindset. Want a cautionary tale? Hewlett-Packard. This was once an innovation powerhouse, but they abandoned their inventive roots to focus on financial engineering. The result? Their market value collapsed 83% in one decade, from $135 billion to $23 billion. That's not just a decline, that's a catastrophe. Their retreat from seeking opportunities sealed their fate. Successful entrepreneurs are like scientific pioneers. They venture into territories where others refuse to go. Peter Lynch, the legendary investor, applied this to stock picking. He looked for overlooked companies with 10 times or even 100 times growth potential. And guess what? Despite today's sophisticated markets, he consistently found them. Why? Because the majority fails to recognize them. Think about Airbnb, Uber, Lyft. Hotels and taxis completely dominated their industries, completely. But entrepreneurs saw massive untapped potential in these supposedly saturated markets. The question you should be asking yourself isn't, is there opportunity? It's, what valuable company is nobody building? That's where the magic happens. This brings me directly to the third fallacy. Following a generic formula will lead to success. You know Tolstoy's famous line, "All happy families are alike. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way." A lot of people mistakenly apply this to business. They hunt for some universal success formula they can replicate. Copy and paste your way to millions, right? Wrong. So wrong. How many investors got rich just copying Warren Buffett's stock picks? How many entrepreneurs built lasting businesses selling generic, undifferentiated products? The answer is basically none. The business reality completely inverts Tolstoy's idea. Truly successful companies differentiate themselves in unique ways. Failed ventures? They all share the same fatal flaw: no meaningful differentiation. This is why entrepreneurship can't be taught like a formula, why it can't be replicated. Transformative businesses only happen once in their exact form. There's one Microsoft, one Google, one Apple. Each represents a unique convergence of vision, timing, execution, and market fit. Those clickbait promises of "copy me and you'll be a millionaire in 3 months," they're not just misleading, they fundamentally misunderstand how success actually works. But here's the beautiful part. These breakthrough companies don't close doors, they open them. They inspire waves of innovators to find their own unique positions. Samsung started by imitating Apple, but they transcended that by serving customer segments Apple overlooked. When Google left China, Baidu captured the search market with locally optimized alternatives. Here's my favorite example. When Alibaba dominated 50% of China's online retail, everyone declared the space saturated. Game over, right? Then JD.com emerged, then DHgate, then Temu, then Shein. Each one surpassed the pioneer by finding subtle but crucial differentiations in business model, customer experience, or logistics. The paradox of entrepreneurship is this: sustainable success doesn't come from imitation. It comes from finding the unique intersection of your capabilities and an underserved market need. Now buckle up for this next one, because it challenges everything we've been taught. Fallacy number 4. Competition is always good, monopoly is always bad. From kindergarten through college, we're immersed in competition. Students compete for grades, graduates compete for jobs, businesses battle for market share. We're taught that competition drives innovation and optimizes everything. But here's the contradiction nobody talks about. Economic theory itself acknowledges that in perfectly competitive markets, no company generates sustainable profit. The more competition, the lower your gains. China's manufacturing sector proves this perfectly. As the world factory, China has countless manufacturers making identical generic products, competing so intensely that margins approach zero or even go negative. And this doesn't just mean less profit. It creates extreme fragility. These companies can't afford innovation. Minor market fluctuations become existential threats. The entire system becomes brittle. Now compare that to what Peter Thiel calls creative monopolies. Google dominates search, so they can invest billions in moonshot innovations. Tesla isn't fighting for marginal market share like traditional automakers. They're pursuing transformative visions like interplanetary expansion. For these companies, profit isn't the goal. It's the resource that enables bigger goals. This doesn't mean everything we learned about markets is wrong. Traditional economics depicts monopolies as evil entities that restrict output and inflate prices. But our real economy is dynamic. Every truly successful enterprise establishes dominance in a distinct niche. They capture exceptional returns that fund continued innovation. Pharmaceutical companies get temporary monopolies through patents to finance drug development. Apple maintains sovereignty over its ecosystem. Microsoft has leveraged its operating system for decades. The substantial profits these creative monopolies generate enable innovation that expands human possibility. For transformative enterprises, monopoly isn't just a fortunate outcome, it's a prerequisite. The paradoxical truth? Sustainable innovation requires not perfect competition, but the creative breathing room that only market leadership provides. So stop chasing perfect competition. Start building toward dominance in your specific niche. Let's move to fallacy number 5, and this one trips up so many smart people. Great products sell themselves. Engineers especially love this idea. The dot-com bubble taught us to prioritize product over sales, right? If you need advertising, your product isn't good enough. Just build something amazing and people will come. Except that's only half the truth. The other half is equally important. Sales are as crucial as the product. Customers rarely discover even exceptional products without effective outreach. You need strategic marketing, strong branding, deep customer understanding, compelling communication. Build it is the foundation, but they will come requires deliberate, thoughtful engagement. Check out these numbers. The US advertising market is projected to hit $456 billion in 2025. That's billion with a B. Over 300,000 people work in advertising agencies and more than 3 million work in sales. This massive infrastructure exists for one reason: to connect the right products with the right customers. Society underestimates these distribution challenges while overestimating engineering difficulties. Culture paints sales as inherently dishonest, so we rebrand everything. Client success manager, that's customer service, which is sales. Product specialist, sales representative, outreach coordinator, customer acquisition, talent acquisition specialist, recruiting. All sales roles in disguise. Mark Cuban, billionaire entrepreneur and investor, tells business founders to practice ABS. Always be selling. Like it or not, sales is the essence of every business. A company's prosperity depends primarily on effective sales strategy, not just product quality. In fact, poor sales execution, not product problems, represents the most common cause of business failure. Superior distribution can create market dominance even with relatively generic offerings. Here are the 2 metrics you need to obsess over: customer lifetime value, the total revenue from a single customer relationship, and customer acquisition cost, the average cost of acquiring each new customer. Healthy businesses maintain lifetime value significantly higher than acquisition cost. Higher priced products justify higher acquisition costs. If you're selling $200 million chip manufacturing machines, you can spend a lot to acquire each customer. Lower value products need scalable marketing approaches. And here's the thing, sales extends beyond products. You're selling your company to employees, investors, media. Each audience needs tailored messaging. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're constantly selling. Your skills, your ideas, your experiences, your personal brand. In today's economy, everyone is a salesperson. Finally, fallacy number 6. AI will replace your work. Throughout history, every technological breakthrough ignited fears of human obsolescence. The 3 industrial revolutions, and now AI. Job displacement, widening inequality, economic instability, uncertain future. The pattern repeats. Artists protested cameras. Kodak resisted digital photography despite inventing it. The petroleum industry fought electric vehicles. Writers and programmers are suing AI companies. History literally repeats itself. But technological advancement is unstoppable and ultimately beneficial. Yes, new technologies eliminate certain roles, but they simultaneously create unprecedented opportunities. The historical evidence consistently shows technology improves human welfare. Here's the fundamental truth. Machines don't compete with us. Humans compete with each other for resources. Technology complements our capabilities. It doesn't challenge our existence. The camera didn't eliminate artists. It freed them from realistic representation, enabling new creative expressions. AI won't eliminate writers and programmers. It'll amplify their efficiency and creative potential. As a computational biologist myself, I've seen how advances in AI transformed my field. These technologies haven't replaced my expertise. They've enhanced my capabilities. They simplify routine tasks while enabling deeper exploration. I embrace AI as a powerful intellectual partner. For entrepreneurs, the choice is crystal clear. Adapt or risk obsolescence. Those who strategically integrate AI will gain decisive competitive advantages. In tomorrow's business landscape, creative AI implementation may determine which ventures thrive and which fade away. So where do you go from here? Let me give you your action plan. First, adopt a definite mindset. Whether you're optimistic or pessimistic about market conditions, develop concrete plans and take decisive action. Don't wait for luck. Remember, good luck is just another name for tenacity of purpose. Second, hunt for overlooked opportunities. Challenge the assumption that everything valuable has been discovered. Ask yourself, what valuable company is nobody building? Look for underserved niches where your unique skills give you an edge. Third, focus on differentiation, not imitation. Stop searching for universal formulas. Identify the unique intersection of your capabilities and market needs. Your competitive advantage lies in what makes you different. Fourth, seek market leadership. Build toward becoming the dominant player in your specific niche. Don't compete in overcrowded markets. Remember, sustainable innovation requires the breathing room that only market leadership provides. Fifth, master both product and distribution. Develop excellent products and effective sales strategies. Analyze your customer lifetime value and customer acquisition cost to ensure sustainable growth. And finally, embrace technological evolution. Don't fear AI. Strategically integrate it into your operations. Use advanced tools to amplify your capabilities and create value that was previously impossible. True entrepreneurship isn't about following formulas or waiting for lucky breaks. It's about challenging assumptions, embracing uncertainty, and creating unique value where others see none. By recognizing and overcoming these 6 fallacies, you position yourself to build something truly transformative. I want to hear from you. Which of these 6 misconceptions resonates most with your experience? What business fallacy has held you back? Head over to bullishbooks.com/6 biggest fallacies about starting your own business. Drop a comment there, share your thoughts. Let's build a more nuanced understanding together of what it really takes to succeed. If this episode added value for you, make sure to subscribe to the Bullish Books newsletter. You'll get more practical insights on entrepreneurship and business strategy delivered straight to you. And if you're building a business right now, share your biggest challenge in the comments. Let's troubleshoot together. Thanks for listening. I'm Lei, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Now go out there and start building.